Now, in today's class, we will see the reactions of third step of fatty acid biosynthesis, which involves reactions of a multifunctional enzyme called fatty acid synthase complex. Fatty acid synthase complex is a dimer which consists of two monomer units. Each monomer unit possesses the activities of 7 different enzymes and an acyl carrier protein, which is represented in the diagram as ACP in short, which is bound to 4'-phosphopantethene. Fatty acid synthase complex, as you can see in the first slide itself, has two active SH groups. One SH group is of 4'-phosphopantethene moiety of ACP, and another SH group is of cysteine residue of the enzyme ketoacyl synthase. Both these SH groups participate in fatty acid biosynthesis. That is why we represent the structure of fatty acid synthase for our convenience in the two-lobed form. In one lobe, cysteine SH group is there. In another lobe, acyl carrier proteins SH group is there, which is lying side by side. And all the reactions, what is going to take place, all the 7 reactions, are going to take place in those two SH groups. And all the enzymatic reactions are numbered from 1 to 7, and non-enzymic reactions are not given any numbers. You can make a note of that. Now we will start with the reactions or the sequence of reactions which are taking place in the extra mitochondrial synthesis of fatty acids, which are the reactions of fatty acid synthase complex. The first reaction is the 2-carbon fragment of acetyl coenzyme A is transferred to ACP residue of fatty acid synthase catalyzed by the enzyme acetyl coenzyme A ACP transferase. The acetyl unit, that is the first enzymic reaction, the acetyl unit is then transferred from ACP to cysteine residue of the enzyme. Thus, ACP site remains vacant. That is the first enzymic reaction followed by a non-enzymic reaction, that is just mere shifting of the acetyl residue which was initially joined to the ACP residue. Now it is shifted to cysteine residue and thus leaving the ACP residue vacant. The second enzymic reaction, as you can see, is the enzyme malonyl-CoA ACP transacylase helps in transferring malonyl residue from malonyl coenzyme A to bind to ACP residue. That is the second enzymatic reaction. Now in the next slide, you can see the third enzymic reaction what is taking place. The acetyl unit attached to cysteine is now transferred to malonyl group, which is bound to ACP. The malonyl moiety loses carbon dioxide, that is the decarboxylation reaction. This decarboxylation reaction is accompanied by loss of free energy, which follows the reaction to proceed forward. This reaction is catalyzed by beta-ketoacyl ACP synthase, as you can see on this slide. Now the fourth enzymic reaction is nothing but beta-ketoacyl ACP reductase enzyme reduces ketoacyl group to hydroxyacyl group. The reducing equivalents are supplied by NADPH. That is the fourth enzymic reaction, as you can see on the slide, converting the molecule to beta hydroxy acyl ACP. The fifth enzymic reaction is with the help of enzyme beta hydroxy acyl ACP undergoes dehydration. A molecule of water, you can see the reaction in the next slide. A molecule of water is eliminated and a double bond is introduced between alpha and beta carbons. That is the fifth enzymic reaction. Now, the sixth enzymic reaction is a second NADPH dependent reduction, which is catalyzed by enoyl ACP reductase enzyme, occurs to produce acyl ACP. The 4-carbon unit attached to ACP is, now if you can see, that is a 4-carbon fatty acid, that is a butyryl group. The carbon chain attached to ACP is then transferred to cysteine residue, and just reactions from 2 to 6 are repeated 6 more times. That is, initially by following the reactions from 1 to 6, we are able to synthesize a simplest fatty acid which is having only 4 carbon atoms, because we have started with 1 acetyl coenzyme A and 1 malonyl coenzyme A, and 1 carbon atom is eliminated in one of the decarboxylation reaction, resulting in a 4-carbon fatty acid residue which is known as butyric acid. Now, since we want to synthesize palmitic acid which is having 16 carbon atoms, for that we have to repeat the reactions from 2 to 6 more times. When we repeat the reactions from 2 to 6 for 6 more times, then chain elongation reaction takes place and the fatty acid chain length is increased, as you can see on the slide, that is CH3, CH2, CH2 13 times CO, which is attached to the ACP residue of the fatty acid synthase. Each time the fatty acid chain is lengthened by a 2-carbon unit obtained from malonyl coenzyme A. At the end of 7 cycle, the fatty acid synthesis is complete and a 16-carbon fully saturated fatty acid, namely palmitic acid, which is bound to ACP, is produced. Now, the last enzyme, that is palmitoyl thioesterase, separates palmitic acid from fatty acid synthase. This completes the synthesis of palmitic acid. So, at the end of synthesis of palmitic acid, we obtain palmitic acid, and at the same time fatty acid synthase enzyme complex is also regenerated. To summarize, the summary of palmitic acid synthesis: of the 16 carbon atoms present in palmitic acid, only 2 carbon atoms come from acetyl coenzyme A directly. The remaining 14 carbon atoms are actually coming from malonyl coenzyme A, which in turn is produced from acetyl coenzyme A. So we can represent the overall reaction involved in palmitic acid biosynthesis, as you can see in the summary of palmitic acid synthesis slide. Either we can write it as 8 acetyl coenzyme A, or we can write it as 1 acetyl coenzyme A and 7 malonyl coenzyme A plus 7 ATP molecules, 14 NADPH plus 14 hydrogen ions with the help of fatty acid synthase complex leads to formation of 16 carbon atom containing fatty acid, that is palmitic acid, and 8 coenzyme A, 7 ADP molecules and 7 inorganic phosphate and 6 H2O molecules. This is the overall reaction involved in the palmitic acid biosynthesis. Now, in the next slide, we can see, or I'll give the explanation what is actually this, or how the structure of fatty acid synthase complex looks like. Fatty acid synthase complex is a dimer, as I told you, which consists of two identical subunits, which is a fatty acid synthase complex is a multi-enzyme complex. Each of these identical subunits are with a molecular weight of 2,40,000. Each subunit contains the activities of 7 enzymes of fatty acid synthase and an ACP with 4' phosphopantethene SH group, as you can see in the slide. The two subunits lie in anti-parallel orientation. That means you can see in the first monomeric unit in which you can see the 7 enzymes, and the second monomeric unit at the end of the slide, it is also possessing 7 enzymes. In the first monomeric unit, ketoacyl synthase is the first enzyme. In the next monomeric unit, if you see, ketoacyl synthase is the last enzyme. In the same way, in the first monomeric unit, thioesterase is the last enzyme, and in the next monomeric unit, thioesterase is the first enzyme. That means they lie in anti-parallel orientation. The SH group of phosphopantethene of one subunit is in close proximity to the SH group of cysteine residue of the enzyme ketoacyl synthase of the other subunit. Each monomer of fatty acid synthase contains all the enzyme activities of fatty acid synthesis, but only the dimer is functionally active, because the functional unit consists of half of each subunit interacting with the complementary half of the other. Thus, the fatty acid synthase structure has both functional division and subunit division. The two functional subunits of fatty acid synthase independently operate and synthesize two fatty acids simultaneously. Here ends the structure of fatty acid synthase also. If a separate question is asked, explain the structure of fatty acid synthase, then only you are supposed to draw the structure of fatty acid synthase, but no need to write the name of those 7 enzymes. Just you can show those 7 lobes, that is each one is representing those 7 enzymes. Only in one lobe you can show the cysteine SH group. In the other lobe you can show the SH group of acyl carrier protein, where the 4' phosphopantethene group is also having a SH group. Only so much you can show.